Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the material. Imagine one Friday night you get into a very bad car accident and the doctor says, "Hey, you need blood." How would you feel if you found out that your nurse was one of Jehovah's Witnesses or a part of any religion that forbids the use of blood? Not even touching it. There you are in your emergency room bed, and your nurse is in the hallway having a crisis of conscience because their religion does not allow them to hang your blood. In fact, they can't administer any blood associated with a blood transfusion. Again, how would you feel? I want to show you some new light, some new information from the Jehovah's Witnesses in regards to their healthcare workers and the handling of blood. This letter is from Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York, Incorporated. As you notice, the circuit overseers have been copied to all hospital liaison committees administering a blood transfusion when directed by a superior. Dear brothers, we would like to inform you of an updated policy with regard to whether a Christian may administer a blood transfusion if he is directed to do so by a superior. The previous policy was that it would be a matter of personal, conscientious decision whether to obey such an order. However, after carefully reviewing the matter, the governing body has determined that administering such a transfusion is so closely linked with the unscriptural practice that one unquestionably becomes an accomplice in the wrong practice. Therefore, it would not be appropriate for a Christian to administer a blood transfusion under any circumstances. This is based on Genesis chapter 9, verse 4. Acts chapter 15, verses 28 and 29. A Christian who is a nurse or a doctor respects the scriptures and therefore would not recommend, order, or administer a blood transfusion. How a brother or sister will handle matters so as to not violate the scriptures would be something to decide personally, bearing responsibility for the consequences of that decision. The possibility that a penalty might be imposed for non-compliance with orders from a superior would not be justification for a witness to break God's law. What if a witness who is an employee and not responsible for deciding the matter is directed by a superior to draw blood for a test or to carry out other routine services for a non-witness blood transfusion patient? The witness can make a personal, conscientious decision whether to obey. You may inform witness doctors and nurses of this decision. We send our warm Christian love. Your brothers, Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of New York, Incorporated. Wow. Did you notice the point? A Jehovah's Witness cannot administer a blood transfusion under any circumstances. So let's look at it from another angle. Let's say that same auto accident on a Friday night, and now you're in the back of the ambulance. Your situation is so dire that the doctor orders for a blood transfusion in the back of the ambulance on the way to the hospital. How would you feel if the paramedic was a Jehovah's Witness having a crisis of conscience, trying to figure out if they can just muster together the strength to give you a blood transfusion as ordered? In the back of the paramedic's mind, he keeps hearing Jehovah's Witnesses governing body say, we must obey God as ruler rather than men. And while he's having that internal struggle, your life is down to seconds and you need the blood transfusion. Again, how would you feel? Well, you won't be feeling anything if you lose your life because of this dilemma. We have to increase awareness to people at large about this Very serious matter. We really appreciate the healthcare workers throughout the world, and we understand that you're trying to be successful and feed your family. However, we also know that you do not want to be disfellowshipped or disassociated from being a Jehovah's Witness for simply doing your job and doing it well. It's a shame that you would have to be excommunicated from your family because you helped save someone's life. It's one thing to have your religion and your beliefs and you refuse a blood transfusion, but it's another thing when your decisions affect the life of someone else that does not believe the same thing as you. Now, I don't have the answers for all of this, but I do know that by spreading the word and raising awareness, I think change can come. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the material.